Good afternoon, all. Am I audible?
Yes, madam, you're audible.
Yeah. So we will start with the session. Good afternoon, all of you. On behalf of Shahanikar Kachi Engineering College and Department of Information Technology, I, Mrs. Jalpa Mehta, welcome you all on the second day of AICT and ISTE sponsored online refresher program on developing secure IoT applications. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our today's expert speaker, Professor Yogesh Pingle sir. Professor Yogesh Pingle sir is working as an assistant professor in Information Technology Department at Vidyavardhani College of Engineering and Technology. Sir is having a vast experience of 15 years in teaching. Along with teaching, he has developed various information systems useful to the college also. He has developed and implemented innovative and instructional methods for the teaching. He has also contributed in developing professional logistics to improvise student performance and research projects. Uh, During his career, he has presented 35 plus research papers in various international and national conferences, as well as well-known international journals also. He has published books on the topic of Internet of Things, architecture of IoT, physical computing, and IoT programming under Techknowledge Publication, Pune. He has also worked as a session chairperson and co-chairperson for IoT-based IEEE International Conference, India Com, from year 2016 to year 2019 at New Delhi. He has organized and conducted more than 50 plus hands-on workshops and STTPs during his, including IoT area. So I welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir, for your presentation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, all of you. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity for this kind workshop. Before beginning with the presentation, let me first demonstrate you one very small and interesting application that how can you make or how can you make your home as a smart home. The first thing I would like to show you that even though if you talk about the using mobile, how can you make bulb on and off? So if I am making bulb and on and off, that means any appliance at in our home that you can able to make on and off. You can able to connect the fridge, AC, any equipment using this particular Bluetooth module and Arduino Uno. So I will change my camera to camera. Yes, can you see the components?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So this is a very simple one that I am going to show you. This is my Arduino. This is my Arduino Uno. Right, and it is being connected to this relay, right? And this is my Bluetooth module. Okay, so this Bluetooth module, it is also being connected to this relay, and you can see there is a bulb connected to this relay, right? And this bulb is also connected to the actually main supply, right? So very simple setup you can able to see. Now what I am going to do, I have already written a very small program of a Bluetooth module in Arduino Sketch that also we are going to do it now. But now I am going to show you the demonstration in my mobile. You can see the mobile app is there, right? A very small mobile app, right? Which I have made it. Okay, I am having only two buttons, on and off. So now if I click on, right, my LED will glow. You can see the continuous LED. If I switch off, then it will be off, right? then again you can do it. So this is what I'm trying to show it using Bluetooth, right? It's very interesting application. I have already done it, right? My two fans and also the two like this. Now the thing is, you can able to see I have decomposed everything, and you can able to see these particular wires and the relay like this. Okay. Otherwise, you can able to put it in a box, and at the main switchboard you can able to connect it. So this is a very small and live example you can see. So 24/7 it is running, right? Now next thing is, again I'm going to tell you the same example, the same example, but using LDR, light detector sensor. You can now see over here, you can now see there is a small LED LDR. See this is a small LDR, right? And this LDR, now I am having the sufficient light at my place, so my light is off. Now if I just put it a finger over here, right? If I put a finger over here, right, then my LED should the LED should glow, right? And my LED, please make sure that it is already on to this switch, main switch, right, which is currently having 230 volt, right? Now let me try this example. You cannot able to see the program and everything, that only we are going to study it, right? I am going to show you it in detail, but now as a demonstration purpose, now I am going to tell you, I am just editing my program that you cannot see now. I am verifying and uploading the code. Okay, let me select the port and the COM port where I have connected the Arduino. Yeah. One second. Now, again, 1 second. Okay. Now, if you look at this particular thing, I think you can able to see this. Now, I will not put a finger on the LDR, right? Because now this LDR is having now sufficient light. Now just watch this particular LED, right? Now this LED is off, right? Now what I'm doing, I'm putting a finger on it, right? And simultaneously you can see the LED is glowing, right? Again I put off, right? Now again I put a finger over here, the light is glowing. I am removing the finger, the sufficient light is there, so my bulb is now off, right? Yes. Now I will shift my camera over here. Okay. So now, dear participants, I would like to show you this particular presentation, demonstration before actually my presentation, because a lot of things are there when we are talking about the IoT as a real-time project and IoT as a case study or research level, right? There is a lot of difference, and this difference, if you look at how it will be worked at in real time, and even though we are talking about the IoT as a globe, means you can see the worldwide area, and if you are talking about the world, and then you are talking about IoT, the scenario is different. Now, if you talk about the IoT and you talk about the India, or let's say where I am staying, where you are staying, and near places, and think about now the IoT technology, right? Once we talk about the IoT with our surrounding area, where whether I can able to use this technology and implement this technology in this particular society, then only we can say we can achieve something using the technology. Otherwise, just making or go on doing the researches in IoT, it is not going to help, right, for our India now at this moment. I am telling now at this moment. It doesn't mean that we do not we are not doing any kind of research. It's not like that. Just I am making a scenario between real time work, or you can say the today's scenario in India and the today's scenario throughout the world. Right. Now forget about this pandemic situation. Think about the IoT kind of situation over there. Now I am going to share my PPT where we will actually see. Madam, can you see this slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happened in 2015? The Gartner always predicts the technology what it will come after 5 years. So he predicted in 2015 that these many technologies you can see on the screen. These many technologies are going to be there in 2020, and once the Gartner is saying, or once the actually technology is going to be there, that means each common man in the world, he or she should be able to use that technology. Even though, let's say, I am not knowing about what is the meaning of IoT and everything, but still, if I can have the solution, if anybody from our electrician or the electrician shopkeeper, if he gives me like this application, install this app in your mobile and take this bulb 300 rupees and plug it in your at your place, and once it will you have to just plug it on, and through your mobile you can have the switch on and off. So even I can do it. I have showed you about the LDR, yeah, like using light dependent sensor, and again you can do it using motion sensor, right? So if can I have like this application in my near places, right? Now in the real world, the answer you will get no. Even though, and I'm talking about only now in India, right? Not only in the big cities. I'm talking about right from villages to the cities also, right? Even you talk about the Mumbai city or Pune city, right? Our government has predicted that in 2018 Pune will become a smart city. What happened to that? Because actually I was I was in the panel of that particular smart city, government smart city panel, and we started our project of putting like the RFID for the bus and the buses and the traffic problem, but still we didn't get a success, right, of IoT. Now there are a lot of difficulties, right, in India. How can you because everything is not proper, everything is not planned properly. I cannot make the town as a smart town, I cannot make a college as a smart college, I cannot make as whatever traffic or scheduling of your train itself is a very big issue, right? The people are talking in hackathon that we have got a so much solution how to control on the traffic, but in real time can you do this? Very difficult, because train scheduling itself is not a properly planned. So if I am saying there is a 9:30 train from Bosi to Churchgate, it will not happen in real time. So if it is not happening in real time, how can I have the things to talk the things? And if it is dynamic, so dynamic situations to control on dynamic situations is too difficult task. The analytics, the AI, artificial intelligence, what we are talking about, it's a very high level, right? Even though I talk always with my friends who are working in as IoT architect in L&T or like these big companies, right? So the people are already saying, do you think that you get that like us companies, why we are not launching the AI and IoT kinds of stuff in Mumbai traffic, right? What was the reason that we are still finding out the solution, and we are not still found the solution to control on this situation, right? Because there are a lot of things, right? Lot of challenges we can say. Now, what are the challenges? How can we deal it? That's why we have started. I will just show you a very small example, and step by step, once we will go ahead with this, we will come to know. I'm going to tell you what kind of difficulties are there. How can we solve this in real time? Okay. So this is what the Gartner predicted in 2015. Now we are having 2020. Still, that things is not happened in India, right? We are already transformed into our digital world, because once I am talking about IoT, Internet of Things, as a musician, obviously I'm a music also, I'm a harmonium player. So as a musician, I can say IoT is an orchestra. So what is the meaning of orchestra? You know, all the technologies which you combine together, you have to arrange it properly. You have to arrange it properly. You have to feed it properly so that you can have the solution in your hand. The people can able to use it, that technology. So what is IoT? You can say it's a SMAC applications. What is the meaning of SMAC? SMAC means social, mobile, analytics, and cloud. This is what is called as the IoT. So once I am talking about IoT technology, it is a smart technology, and all of us knows this buzzword. You know, it's not a new thing that I'm telling you. But in 2015, definitely we are transformed ourselves into digital, because without Gmail or without bank account online or like that Aadhaar card online, we cannot do like this, and we cannot survive, right? Now survival is very difficult if we are not transformed into digital. So it is not case as such. Now we are not, our life is not IoT enabled. So we cannot say no, if our life is not IoT enabled. When we are going to transform ourselves into IoT world, so-called world, we are already in digital world. To go into digital world into IoT world, how much time it is going to take? By the way, there are a lot of countries like US, European countries, even in Australia, New Zealand, so many things, so many cities, they are already transformed into IoT, because they have got smart home, smart colleges, smart hospitals, smart roads, as well as smart towns. And these are the real-time cases I am talking about, right? Not all the cities, not everywhere, but many of the parts, and the people who are outsiders, who are not from India but outsiders, they want a solution for IoT security. Now, as an engineer or as a research scholar, even though if I'm talk about the IoT security and these big words, but are we going to apply, or where we are going to apply? We are going to give the solution to others. What about our society? What about our India? What about our nation? So the question remains as it is now. To solve this, as an engineer, we have to go ahead and we have to actually put this SMAC technology, right, and to use this particular word. My small son, who is now in 5th standard, right, yesterday only I decomposed everything and I put everything over here, right, and he asked me, you know, Baba, what is this? What is this Arduino? What is the Bluetooth? But even though he is not knowing anything, but still, if I ask him, just take a mobile and just put on and off the light, and he is also taking so much interest that see how it is going to make, right? This is what a revolution. I'm not knowing how many years it is going to take place to transform ourselves already in digital into IoT. We are talking about the industry 4.0, where we are talking about all these 9 pillars are there, right? All these technologies, again I'm saying, even though the technologies are different, these are the, you can say, all these are the bubbles. These are the bubbles, big balloons, you can say, big balloons in industry 4.0. One balloon is like IoT. So you cannot have the application of only IoT without analytics. You cannot have the application of the RFID without IoT, or without this you cannot have the go for the cognitive computing. So all these 9 pillars, right, should have a situation like this, where you can have the one of the application which is using with all these kinds of pillars. And this is what is actually happening in Industry 4.0. Now there is an area, right? In 1 or 2 years, we are going to transform industry, not academia. Industry is going to transform Industry 4.0 to Industry 5.0. Now there are many webinars are going on in India where we are talking about education 4.0. That's a different story altogether. Let's talk about the Internet of Things applications. So why I'm telling you the first discussing about the applications and so on and so forth, because once we will talk about the small applications to the agriculture or like these applications, the small application already I have shown it to you. So once we are talking about this, how can you do the program and so on and so forth. Again, I want to say that I want to make sure of the difference between real-time work and so-called research work, what we are doing it. Okay, so industrial applications, if you see, a lot of applications are there: manufacturing, oil, gas, agriculture, utilities, smart cities, and building automation. Right? In smart cities, if you consider, then only 2-3 points are there. There is something called a smart parking, but the smart parking and everything is there, but where? Right? There are some few areas you can count it. Here you will find out the smart parking. Here you will find out the environmental monitoring. Right? Roads, traffic, transport, it's difficult in Mumbai at all. Right? The hospitality, in case of others commercial applications like hospitality, healthcare, and retail. Right? Obviously, over all of these areas, I think there is no area where we cannot fit our Internet of Things, right, applications, right? Technology is being used everywhere, and that's why you can see it's along with the AI and IoT. If you see the supply chain management, then you will get a billions of dollars they are investing. The government is investing over there to have this particular situation. Now, if you are talking about AI and IoT, I will give you a very beautiful example. Let's say if I am a research scholar, or if I am doing a research on AI, artificial intelligence, right? Now, one of the senior manager from L&T, once I get acquainted with him and I talk with him, sir, just tell me where are the AI applications where I can able to see, right? And he told me, in not only in Mumbai but throughout India, lot of systems are not matured enough to put AI on it. Just see, this particular statement is very, very important. Let's say, is there any kind of system which is matured enough where I can have the data 2-3 years it is running very much properly and having the data of this system, right? And on this system, then I can think about to put AI on it. So only you can say very few systems, only very few systems. So that's why it's very difficult for us to consider AI and IoT combination real time. I'm again talking about the real time, right, in our area, right? And these are the 6 principles, right? Then you do not think that I'm talking about the Industry 4.0 and what about the other thing. It is not like that. I'm just making up the background. A few minutes you just give it to me. I will just shape up this particular concept. Interoperability, once we are talking about things connected to things, then the humans and the smart factories, they are going to connect and communicate with each other. That is called Internet of Things, Internet of Services. A lot of names are there, Internet of Everything. The Cisco has given the name, right? Internet of Everything, Internet of Things. In industry, like industry, the people treat as an IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things. And there have a small differences between all these things. Internet of Things, Internet of Everything, and Internet of Services. A lot of things are there, right? But still, as a as a learner, right, I will treat everything as an Internet of Things only. What is the heart of IoT? If you talk about these 4 things, then you will come to know each thing is being connected to the internet via something called as sensors. Right? Now these sensors are very much helpful to us to sense the parameter from the environment, to collect these parameters to something called as microcontroller. Through some gateway, we are going to send it to the cloud, and from the cloud or at the cloud side, we will have some analytics over there, and after analyzing the data, we are going to extract it on the mobile, and on the mobile we can able to see the result. This is something called as sensors, how they are going to communicate. how they are going to gather the data and the sense the data and they are going to give it to us, right? There might be chances can sensor and this communication is possible for the living things. That's why I have shown you here cow, right? One of my research work is the music therapy. I am doing a research in music therapy because I am actually a harmonium player. I am learning classical music since 16 years. So I know the swaras and the notations and each note, how much frequency it is there, what is the distance between this two and everything, and how this is going to help for the human living being. Not only for the human beings, but these cows, animals also. Even for the trees, how the music is going to be effect. Right now, there is no previous IoT. There was not a system that how can I say that is the cow will give me a good amount of milk, right? What is should be there? How the cows are listening to the environment, or what are the there? How the molecules inside the body they are flowing, right? We are talking about in not in medical sense. We are talking about certain you can say the artistic view point of view. We are just making a scenario. How they are making the doing this. Then the answer will be like this that on the previous IoT there was not a such a thing, but now we have got something called as biosensors. Something called a biosensor, where the biosensor which can be intrinsic and which can be extrinsic. Once we are talking about intrinsic, the sensor can be inbuilt. You can insert into the cow's body. What it is going to do? It is going to have something like the blood flowing within the cow or some parameters, and we are listening. We are giving the music, right, to listen to for the cows, and the cows are listening to music. After certain amount of months, right, they are started to giving a good amount of milk, and this is a real time example. First, the case study is working there in Netherlands. Right, ये पहला case study होता. Then you talk about the temperature sensor. Then we are having the smart bulb. Right now, this smart bulb also is available in Amazon. You can have the Alexa. You can do the command and it will on and off. Why it is so? Because to save the energy, obviously, to save the power, we require all these components. Right, we require this smartness in the things. Right. And if you consider this particular biosensors, right, on human body, so you may have the ECG sensor, you may have the motion sensor, you may have something called as an EEG sensor in the brain. Because once I want to check how much stress you are having, right, then I can use it, the EEG sensor. Right, that EEG sensor, that part also actually as a music therapist I am doing it, right. And now this is again the case study. Right, where we will you can have actually you might have gone through all these examples, right? Because this is a common example, where the alarm should think itself and it should alarm it, right, prior the time or after the time. It depends upon all these other things. So because in this scenario, what happens, things are talking to things. The alarm will actually talk with the the fuel. If you are through your car or via your car you are going for meeting and you have to reach at meeting at some particular amount of time, right? And depending upon the fuel, depending upon the traffic, the driving route, right? Then it is going to make an alarm before or after. It is the decision is of things. The things are going to help us, right? Now for India, you can say it's an imaginary world for us. It's an imaginary world. You cannot say it's a live example. It's a hypothetical example in India, but these are some real-time use cases, right, which are there in abroad, right? And who cares about it? These people are caring about it. Google talks about the temperature sensor. Just imagine Google is a search engine. Why it is so much investing lot of amount of money in making a smart bulb? Google is making a smart bulb wasn't it a joke of the world? Search engineer, why I should make? But now Google thinks apart from that, beyond the situation where Google thinks on it, and Google started thinking on it in 2000 itself. The Cisco is given the word Internet of Everything, the IBM, the GE, and all these people, they are doing the work in IoT field, right? As now I told you that in 2015, Gartner predicted that 3 devices per person. How many devices that I am having now? I am having mobile, I am having laptop, let's say I am having desktop machine in my home, right? So at my place I am having 3 devices, right? In 2020, the Gartner predicted that 7 devices per person. Just imagine how many devices now also I am having. Still I am having only 3. Right? Even though I am talking about sensors and everything, I am not carrying the sensors in my pocket and daily I am moving here and there, right? But can I do like this over here? The thing is that there are two main challenges. The first challenge, if you can see, that I have to convert all devices. So once I am talking about the device connected to internet, each device must have the unique IP address, right? The first real-time challenge is how can I convert the IPv4 to IPv6, where we can give the each devices the unique IP address, and then I can able to think, in a 24/7, if I want a system to run and it should connect it to internet, all these devices must have the unique IP address, and using IPv6, how can I able to give it to them, right? So now at this, even though the graph shows, or even though the diagram shows, figure shows that in 2020 it should happen, I'm not knowing in India it has happened already, right? But in abroad, yes, definitely there are some hospitals like smart hospitals, as I told you, smart hospitals, smart city, where you can see each bed, right? Each patient will have the sensors, and these sensors are capturing the sensing the data, and it is going to send it to the cloud. And at the remote place, the specialists, the doctors can able to view on that particular data and can take the prior action, which is very very important, right? MRF company in this India, they have launched this tire as an application, as a IoT application, right? This IoT application, if you see, tire as a business model. Now many big cars, right, each tire cost approximately more than 1 lakh rupees. So what happened, instead of selling this tire with the car, they are giving the tire on a rent. Just imagine, not only imagine, but MRF has started this. MRF company in India has started this particular application, and depending upon this particular model, right, who is going to benefit? The people in India, the company itself, both are the winners. Both are the winners, and this is something called as winning situation. Right, both should win. Not like this, only the technology will, and what about the people? What about the common man? Right, even though we go on doing the researches in IoT, but who is going to benefit? Only the technology, and only the people who are only using. The limitation is there, right? But technology is not like that. That the technology, if you give the difference, the definition of technology is such a technology that every common man should use it. That is the meaning of technology, right? Airline companies, then the healthcare application, if you see, right, everywhere you can able to see the lot of applications of IoT, right? They are started in India. They have started, right? In India, they have already started, right? You can see this is the statistic that I got it from one website. You can see 1 billion adults overweight, right? 860 million chronic disease, diabetic, and this thing. You can see in India how many people they are diabetic patients, right? 600 million people aged 60. Now, if you look at this particular statistics, that 200k hospitals and 18 N beds, can I have these beds and hospitals connect to internet? Right? Now today we don't have like this. Even though in our this particular pandemic situation, anyone, right, who is affected because of this corona, and he wants to admit to any hospital, can I have his statistics on his mobile? So the answer is no, because you don't know where to go, how to go. The people will come, then they will collect him and they will shift it over there. The relatives are not knowing what is going to happen, why this is happening, because the things are not getting connected. And actually speaking, the IoT, we are not shifted, we are not converted, we are not transformed into IoT world. That is what a big problem is. And as an engineer, we have to do it. right? So we have a lot of challenges to do it, right? How you are going to improve it? So if I just make a statement, right care for the right person at the right time at the right cost, this should be the tagline for each hospital, right? Then you can say actually they have already transformed into IoT. So this tagline is not a political tagline. This tagline, it is for the technological tagline. Technology is there. That's why you can make this. You can put this line over there, right? And this was I'm talking about the biosensors, right? In biosensor, you can see the EEG biosensor where I am working on it, because once I am talking about the IoT for music therapy, right? The people are listening to the music, and while listening the music, I should know their brain waves, right? These brain waves are like alpha to beta, beta to theta, and theta to delta. If the trains we are like this, then I can say he is a normal. He is not under pressure. Right. There are some the medical statistics which says that the brain waves are going to do lots of things, and how we are going to measure stress using this EEG sensor. Right now, at this point, I don't have the EEG sensor, right, because it costs also a lot, right. But in my college there is a EEG sensor, and we already make this small application, because I'm not actually practicing the music therapist, but for our students I'm actually applying this. So we are measuring the brain wave by the music, right? And this is what the analytics is going to be. The data is going to be sent to the cloud, and at the cloud we are doing the analytics on it, right? And this is a very nice example of the sugar patient, diabetic patient, where you can see how the sensors are getting already the sense of your insulin. The insulin has been dropped, right? It will get injected automatically. You do not have to worry about it. You do not have to go to the pathology and test your insulin or sugar level, right? This is it is being taken care. Obviously, this is a hospitalized patient example. It is not a and this is obviously real-time example. Not in India, obviously. Europe countries example there we have seen it. Okay. This is a very good example that I can tell you. This is a hydroponics project, right? Hydroponics, you can see the soilless plant over here, left hand side where I am standing over here. Left hand side at the college premises, we did this soilless plant. We grown up the cucumber through this. You can see the bottles which are where we are already having the nutrients in liquid format. It is being poured in this particular water tank, and through this pipeline we are sending it, and we are having the pH factor. So if the sensor is pH sensor, then the sensor is DHT11, where we are going to test the humidity, right, and the temperature, right. The next one is the DO sensor. We are going to check with the ammonia inside the with this particular plants. At the right hand side, you can see there is a small village called as Vajreshwari. If you are staying in Mumbai, you will come to know there is an area called as Vajreshwari, and near Vajreshwari there is a small village where within 1 acre area, right, myself and my student, we both of us have implemented like this in 1 acre area, and there we are producing the spinaches like this, and this is totally IoT project, where we come to know that what is the water level is there, right, how much nutrients is required, what is the factor of pH sensor, how much grown up, how much the trees have grown up, like that. Okay, these are the factors we are measuring in this project. And there is one more project that we did it in our lab called as aquaponics, where instead of this nutrient, we are adding the nutrients, and apart from this nutrient, there are some gold fishes that you have to put it in this tank. So there is a second tank, you can able to see it, where you have to just insert you must have this particular goldfishes. The wastage of that goldfishes will act like a real nutrient for the plant, right? Now this research, who did this research? This research has been made by the agriculturists, not by us. We are IoT architects, we are IoT engineers, right? We are not actually agriculturists. So for hydroponics and aquaponics project, see, whenever I am telling you that we have to do the project, that means we should have the domain knowledge. Now, which kind of domain knowledge? Not only technological side, but also the domain knowledge. If I am talking about IoT for agriculture, I should know each and every detail of agriculture. if I'm talking about IoT for music therapy, so I should know about the music and details, right? So these 2 points are there. What I can share you, this is the YouTube link where actually I have shown the working, right? How it will work, and you can able to see at the bottom level that what are the components we have used. We have used both the things, Arduino Uno as well as Node MCU, and along with it there are other sensors also. You can look at the other sensors, right? Right. If you are interested, we will talk the agriculture in detail, right? At any other time. But this agriculture and music therapy, right? This you can say these are the actually my domains where actually I am working on it, right? As a music therapist, I am working on it, and as a agriculture, not as an agriculturist, but to give the solution to the agriculture, right? We are working on it, right? Now our main agenda starts. Now why I have shown you the all applications of IoT, because once we talk about only this is generally what happens, we once we are if we are talking about to teach about something like programming, and if I just talk about how you can declare int a equal to 10, and why you have to write, why you don't have to write var a like that. But once you will say, so why we have to write int and why we have to write where is it, where these things are going to apply, right? And this application level is missing. That's why I shift my the talk only directly to Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and programming like that. To first I shifted to the application level so that you will come to know what are the types of the applications we can have, and then the technology considerations. Now our things is going to start. First thing, we are going to talk about the Arduino Uno, right? Now you can see not only how many types of Arduino boards which are popular in the market. Apart from this, there are a lot of Arduino boards that we will see it now. But lot of things are there. But apart from lot of Arduinos, 5 boards are very important for us. Arduino Uno. I will tell you now the application as well. Arduino Uno, which I have also used it. I have just attached it to the relay and so on and so thing. So this Arduino Uno is there. You can say for all prototyping projects, you use Arduino Uno. Not only prototyping projects, but also you can use it in a real time. But real time, lot of things are there. Like Wi-Fi module is not over there. YouTube connectivity is not over there. But that is why there are other boards also where we can have the Wi-Fi inbuilt, Bluetooth inbuilt, so that we can able to communicate to remote places, remote things. That is why, right? But this is Arduino Uno. Here we can see the Atmega 328. This is the name of the microcontroller where we are having. You can see a lot of digital pins, analog pins, and power pins are there that I will show you now. Right. The second board is Arduino Mega. Now it's a Mega board. Right. The microcontroller is being used is Atmega 2560. 2560. The small difference is there, right? The microcontroller is different, and you can see the lot of pins are there. Over here for Arduino, the analog pins are less number of pins. 6 pins are there, and even though we have got a PWM pins also. So PWM pins, you can see the pedal symbol in front of 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. So pedal symbol is, you may take these pins to use for to connect it to the sensors as well, right? But in Arduino Mega, a lot of pins are there. So if let's say I want to attach 6 to 7 sensors or more than that sensor, it's very complex. But to whom I am going to attach all these sensors, so I will refer this particular board, Arduino Mega, instead of Arduino Uno. The next is Arduino Nano. Arduino Nano and Arduino Uno is one and the same thing. Now over here, if you look at the microcontroller number is also same. The pins are less number of pins, less number, not very large difference is there. But you can see there is a charger point, the mini charger, you can say, like our mobile, right? Otherwise over here you can have this particular cable where you can able to connect it to the laptop. So USB. So it's a mini USB, it's a normal USB. So you can say it's a difference like this. You can see the size. The size, it's a smaller size. The applications where if I want to connect this particular application, I may use this Arduino Nano for my agriculture project instead of this Arduino Uno. But now I have used Arduino Uno, that's a different thing, but I may use it. Okay, so it depends upon the size, how much it is compatible, right? It's like that. Next is very important and very interesting part is Arduino LilyPad. This particular microcontroller board, it is being used in e-textile project. E-textile, just imagine, you can see this, on the cloth. That is a very much beauty of this Arduino LilyPad, right? Even though let's say my project is, let's say, the smart shoe. Shoe is there, right? That means I'm walking, right? I'm wearing the shoe and I go for a walking, and I do the running and walking like that, So even though I fit a wear band or I am having the wearable device on my hand, which is going to collect how many steps I move, how many, what is the heart rate and everything. So let's say I want again the accurate data, how much pressurized I am, so and so forth. Then I require the shoe as a smart shoe application. And you will not think, but there are some shoe companies who are thinking this, making the shoe as a smart shoe, where in the sole of the shoe, they are inserting this particular board. This is being used. You can Google it, right? If you Google it, then you will come to know what are the applications of this Arduino LilyPad. Right? A very nice application is there. Now the next one is the Arduino Micro. This Arduino Micro, the microcontroller name, if you see, is the ATmega32U4. Again, it's different, but if you can see, there is a nano USB port, and you will have or mini USB port. You can say you will have a lot of pins for serial communication, for ISCP header, and there are a lot of analog pins and digital pins as well. Right. So these are the 5 boards which are very much popular in the market. Right. Let's see for our first board. Now I am going to show you some. Right. I stopped sharing the screen, madam, and I am showing this board. So is it visible, this component?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I will first tell you the different types of microcontrollers what we have just talked. This is the first microcontroller we have seen. This is Arduino Uno, right? And the things that we have seen, that you can see there are a lot of the digital pins, analog pins, and the power pins are there, right? This is a microcontroller, right? And in case of these power pins, you can see this. There are 2 main options, right? The first one is something called as plus 5 volt, and the another one is something called as plus 3.3 volt. Right. By the way, you will get the details of this microcontroller. What is the operating voltage? What is the input voltage, output voltage, and so on and so forth in your Arduino.cc. Arduino.cc is an official website where you will get all types of Arduino boards. Along with it, you will get the specifications, data sheets of everything. Right. So before taking this particular product, right, make sure that you should know the details of these things. Okay. Now the very important thing, once we are talking about a real-time project, the thing is, let's say I purchase this particular component, right, and the component is Arduino Uno. Let's do this application. Let's think that I am having this sensor, right? This is a very small sensor, and everybody knows that this sensor is a LM35DZ sensor, right? A very small thing that I am going to share with you. What happened in you also know there is a area near Virar called as Nalasopara, and in Nalasopara, one of my friends, he is a distributor of the ice cream products, and he is having the cold storage area. Right, raw is there and cold storage area, and he is maintaining minus 25 degrees centigrade temperature, right, over there. And he told me, yes, you know the IoT solution, so can you able to give me that whether, as all of us knows that in Mumbai, or not only Mumbai, or not Mumbai, but in our area, like Vose Virar area, lot of light fluctuations were there. And if the, let's say, light goes off, then we are not sure that when it will come, right? So that was the situation in our area, you know. So he told me what happened, you know, if the light goes off, or let's say 4 to 6 hours, then after that, let's say the temperature rises, or let's say temperature fluctuates drastically, the everything goes effect on the products, and the quality of products definitely degrade. And who is going to make a loss? The distributor is in loss, because the agencies or the main companies, they are not taking a risk of like this products, right? And he is a distributor for throughout Vasai Virar area. If you consider the Vasai Virar area, it's a very big area, right? So you can see the all shopkeepers, they are taking the ice cream products from him, right? Now, as I told him, yes, I know how to do it. So simple one, because in my lab, or in as you can say, the IoT product giving solution, what I did, I'm having this LM35 DZ sensor, I'm having this Arduino, you know, right? Now let's connect to this together, and let's have a very big, small thin of wire, so that I can able to put this particular sensor inside the room, and at the outside I can have the Arduino Uno board, and it will take care. And I am having uh, this is the Wi-Fi module. This is the Wi-Fi module. So I connect this Wi-Fi module to this Arduino Uno, right? And through this gateway, I send the data of this temperature right over the cloud. And using the simple mobile application, I extracted the data from the cloud to the mobile. Right. What happens, you know, the temperature suddenly drops, right, and it reaches up to 0. But we were, surprisingly, we were surprised that why it was not showing us minus temperature. It was showing us only 0, and the above 0, right? Because at the month of May, we tested it in our lab. So we got a temperature like 30, 31, like this degree, and we saw that, you know, it's working very nicely. So we can do the solution to the real world. I am talking about the real world example, how these are the difference. After that, we have gone through the data sheet of this component, right, very detailed, and then we came to know that this LM35DZ is having the 3 types of LM35. One is LM35DZ, another one is LM35A, and another is LM35S. Now, in the data sheet, they have correctly mentioned that LM35A and S, they will show you the minus 55 to plus 55, right? Whereas this DZ temperature sensor is going to show you right from 0 to plus 55, right? Now, once we started this, then we surprised and we dropped this idea, and we searched to find the new LMA. LM35A and LM35S. But unfortunately, at that time, even though we visited to Lamington Road to get this particular component, Amazon and Flipkart, it was not available. But in the Lamington also, it was not available. So we sent the email to the manufacturing industries. What happened to LM35A and S? And then they said they stopped this particular manufacturing itself. So now this example I am telling you, we did it in 2016. 4 years back example I am telling you. Then I was just a newcomer in this IoT field. You know, I was just giving the solution to the industry, because at that time you also know, or everybody knows, that IoT is a buzzword. Still people are not knowing about the IoT. They cannot able to make a solution. So if I go to electrician shop and if I say smart bulb, so he just know about the smart bulb, but he is not knowing how it operates, what is the microcontroller, how it gets connected, and nothing is there. So it's the you can say there is a lagging of this technology in this particular thing. So in 2016 we did this, and after that we came to know that this has been stopped, and then we searched one more temperature, and that temperature sensors was like this, that everybody knows. THT11 sensor, right? But it is a temperature as well as humidity sensor. So we have gone for this. Now for the next component also we purchase this also. This is a DHT22. DHT11 and DHT22. Only one difference is there. You can look at these particular pins. Here you will get the 3 pins and here you will get a 4 pins. Then you will say, sir, what is the difference between these two? Right, difference between these two is this DHT22 sensor, right? It is giving the accurate humidity and the temperature value. Whereas if you look at this particular DHT11, so by looking at it I cannot say obviously, but in the application if you see, it is not giving the accurate solution. The more realistic world, the more realistic manner, if I want to put, if you want to go for the application level, then I definitely refer this particular DHT22. Right now, who said this? Where it is written? It's very difficult for us, because electronic component we cannot give a guarantee of it. Even though if I say that I use this agriculture project, I use this controller, right? Who is going to know that whether this board is original or is duplicate? Component. Who is giving the guarantee of the electronic component, because it has not been manufactured in India, right? And this is what I was talking about. The drawback of this thing is this, that we are not a manufacturer. Even though you talk about simple LDR, which I just now discussed with you, right? Before the presentation, I just started with this particular example that this is a LDR. This is a basic LDR, by the way. So core LDR, you can say LDR, core LDR. If you look at this particular LDR, you can see the LDR is same, right? So what is this circuit? What is this circuit? If you see this particular circuit, this circuit is common. This circuit is common for all types of sensors. If you see this particular LDR which is fitted over here, I can also show you the one more. Yes, see this. This is what this is the soil moisture sensor. Again, this sensor is having the same circuit. And if you look at this particular circuit, then you will come to know this circuit is nothing but our Wheatstone bridge, right? Which we always teach the students at the level of 11th and 12th. Wheatstone bridge is very important circuit. Because of this Wheatstone circuit, you can see the resistor over here, which acts like a potentiometer. You can adjust the particular this value using the using this very small screwdriver. This is how you can able to adjust it, right? And when you are going to adjust it, once you will actually do the application, once you will run the application, then you can able to actually do this, adjust the value of R2. There are four, these are parallel, these are the connections of Wheatstone bridge. Everybody knows about it, okay? And everywhere you can see this Wheatstone bridge is there. The requirement of Wheatstone bridge is there. Why? Because if I connect this LED, now you can see I have connected the LED and I have demonstrated you how can I make bulb on and off, right? Now, if you look at this particular LED, and I took some time then to show this. Why? Because what is the threshold value I am getting? What is the intensity value I am getting? Which is not at all fixed. Right? In the morning I have tested, the value I am getting is different. In the afternoon, when I am showing you the demonstration, I am getting the value different. Can I make it the correct value, or let's say the deterministic value, which value I can able to directly put it in my program, so I need not to rerun or recompile the program again, right? Then if anybody asks you, or you ask me that if you are doing the smart bulb at your home, can you make it smart light, smart street light in your society? Why you are not making it then, right? The difference is like this only, because what I have to do, I have to make my own, I have to design my own Wheatstone bridge along with this particular basic component, right? I have to design my own sensor altogether. If I make it on my own, then depending upon the environment factors, I can able to design it and then I can able to deploy it at my place. Even I cannot have like this, otherwise it makes a very simple one, it's like a blocks. It's like a first and second standard kids, right? We are giving them the blocks and just tell them now construct the building like that. So just take a components, just get a components from everywhere and just connect it, and just you have got ready-made programs and everything. Just do it, and then can you say it's an IoT real-time application? No, it's not a real-time application. It's a lab for it's okay. If I continue with this and if I disconnect it, then you will say okay. But let's say in the evening, मैडम calls me, मैडम ने अगर मुझे बोला कि सर आपका वो ट्यूबलाइट जल रहा था वो वापस दिखाओ जरा, right? Then I have to see, अगर मेरे all the components are dismantled, again I have to, again I have to assemble it, again I have to run the program, and again I have to show it to you, right? But is there any guarantee, 24/7 can I do it, right? So I have to do this example in the real time, then only it will make a sense, right? This is the first thing. Over here I am having a remote controller called as Node MCU. Now I have showed the 5 microcontrollers, Arduino microcontrollers. This is also work on the Arduino only, but this is called as Node MCU, right? Here also I am using the ATmega 328, but you can see there is a Wi-Fi module, right, which is inbuilt over here, right? Which has been soldered over here, and this component, this is a mini USB. It's like a micro charger, you can able to fit it over here. I have already shown you this particular Wi-Fi module, right? This is separate Wi-Fi module. Right? Here we have got the 8 pins. We are going to connect it to the Arduino board. But why have to purchase then Arduino, different, and this particular Wi-Fi module different? Just listen, this Wi-Fi module works on 3 volt. That's why if you see in this particular Arduino, if you look at this, you have got a 3.3 volt connection. There only I can able to connect it. The diagram and everything I have made it in the PPT. In PPT you can able to see everything, all the connections and everything I have given it to you. Even though I am having the Bluetooth module, obviously in Node MCU I don't have the Bluetooth module, right? So I have to connect the Bluetooth module over here. The same thing I did it with the Arduino Uno, right? That is very important. Okay, and over here if you see the 8 pins are there, right? Then definitely there are something like GPIO pins. Now these GPIO pins is the concept, we can use it, right, in the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi now I am going to show it to you, but just let me just complete with this particular ESP8266. It will act like a server. What is the meaning of it? Server means what? This is a server, you can say. Who is the client? Client is the sensor, right? It makes sense. The sensor sends the data, it's a client, and it's a server. Wherever you are going to reach it, it's a server. What happened, I can remove this component. This is a DIP package. You can remove this. And you can connect this node, ESP8266, right, to this board. So without this microcontroller, so who is the server? This is the server, and this module will send the data to the cloud via the gateway. This is the Wi-Fi gateway, right? And this is what the structure of this Wi-Fi module. You can just imagine. That's why you can see the cost of this is, let's say 399 rupees. Let's say 400 rupees. The cost of this module is also 400 rupees. Right? You cannot say it's a very small component. So that's why the recommendation is like this. Go for this Node MCU. Right? Node MCU is cheaper also. Right? The whole two costs is banding together. Then you will say, so if the cost is low, then why the Arduino Uno and this thing is there? Then it depends upon the application to application. Right? It depends upon application to application. The next component, right? I would like to show it to you. The different sensors that I am having, I will show you the different sensors, and then the working of this sensor is also over here. This is something called as ultrasonic sensor, right? At the back of our car, if you are making reverse, right, then there is this sensor. Even driving this car, Google has used this particular sensor, right? And again I am saying, whether are you going to use it in realistic manner or no. So who is giving me the guarantee of this? Right? Because if I search in Amazon, then Amazon is giving me the different prices of the same sensor. The same sensor I am getting for 200 rupees. Another company will say 250. Another company will say 150. Another company will give me the discount. To whom I will make a trust. But the data sheet, if I look at the data sheet, yes, it's common. the original product is original now. So the thing is, the recommendation is like this. Suppose if I'm making the real-time project, this is my own example. Once I am doing the real-time examples, then I will refer to purchase the component from the real original websites. You want to purchase Arduino, go to the arduino.cc, and there the head office is there. From there you can purchase it. But obviously the Arduino who is where you are getting like 300 to 400, it may cost up to 1000, 2000, 3000. But it has to be there. But once you will get it from there, then you can say, because China did a lot of things over here. Same component, same board, the China has been built it over here, right? Because again the same thing I am telling you now. You will say, sir, how you will come to know? Because not only I am doing the projects, but with me, lot of friends who are working in industry, they are also doing the projects, and they are also telling me, the people are making a fool to the person. If I purchase this component and I take a 3000 rupees for this component, but I purchase it only for 400 rupees, right? But you cannot make a difference, whether this board is a duplicate or original. Right? Even Remington people, they will also not say, because all the electronic, components, all these are the smuggled components. We can see this board is not being manufactured in India. That is the problem. It's not made by me. It's not manufactured by you people. So we are not making a sure of all these components, right? But for some prototype like small examples and everything, that obviously we can do it. This is a very small component. Everybody knows what is this. This is a PIR motion sensor, right? This PIR motion sensor, I have to fit it in my washroom, let's say, along with this LED example. So I have shown it with the LDR and the Bluetooth. Again, I can do this using this PIR motion sensor. But now this PIR motion sensor, a lot of problem is there because of this motion sensor is not a real. Real means what? It's not an original component. So that's why I'm getting the very different values, right? One time I get the data, another time again I replace it, so I may get the data, I may not get it, right? But even though you can see the lot of industries, they are having like this, the motion sensors in their washrooms, or in the cabin also, right? A lot of things are, because there is no motion, so immediately turn off all the energy devices, right? All the electrical devices will just turn off. Right, that is what we would like to say. Okay, then there is something called as RFID. RFID is also very important. Now the RFID what I am showing, it's not a UHF. Means ultra high frequency RFID is not in this, right? This is a very small RFID, and this is like a tag. You can see the tag. It's like a tag. It's you will get it in the metro. You just put it and go inside it. Right. So when I am going to swap it, within this particular distance. Very small distance is there, right? So I can have the UHF RFIDs which is fitted at my door, or not only at my door, even at a at a traffic level where the people are breaking the signal and going ahead with the signal. Then for that purpose, if the RFID tag in their vehicles, then an RFID reader can able to do it. Now, as I told you in the real-time example, in 2018, when the people were making the Pune city as a smart city, so there is my friend whose name is Naneshwar Kamble. I think you can also know this person. This person was there in that government panel, right? And he told me that a lot of things are there that the technical persons, they fit the RFID right near bus stand, right? And what happened, after 2-3 days, the people have broken that particular RFID, which they have fitted, and that was ultra high and very costly, right? And that was that was sudden change. The people are going, or people are seeing the technology in a negative angle. They are saying if this technology is going to replace or is going to remove our jobs, then what is going to be there? If the robots are there who are working in the hospital, then about the other people, warders and everything? What about their jobs? If the teachers are being replaced by the robots or the videos, then what are the job of videos? Then that's why we are hating the technology. No, we don't want this and don't want that, right? But my thing is that if you improve the technology, if you teach the technology how this is going to helpful for the people, then people are going to manage it on their own. That is what is a very important thing. Last component also I am having. This is a very simple component. Obviously, all of this music. This is a simple LCD, right? Where you can able to show the messages, right? Now, this is what I am talking about. I am having two boards of Raspberry Pi. This board and this board, right? If you look at the both the boards, then you will come to know there is a difference, right? Over here there is no shield, and over here there is a shield on ARM processor, right? Itself is telling that this is Raspberry Pi 4 and this is Raspberry Pi 3 model B plus, right? And what are the things are there? What are the things are there in Raspberry Pi? Let me give the things, right? Here we have got an ARM processor. Then this is something called a SoC, system on chip. You have got everything, right? You have got this camera port, you have got this audio jack, right? Here it is HDMI cable that I have attached it to VGA. You may have the HDMI to HDMI cable, that is also possible. And in this, you can see there are 4 USBs. This is the Ethernet card, and these are the 40-pin GPIOs where the sensors. Right, this is also very important. And at the back side, if you look at the back side, then there is a small SD card. This SD card, it acts like a hard disk for us. It acts like a hard disk for us. Now, in this particular Raspberry Pi, we can install all types of OS, right? And in this particular Arduino Uno, so not Arduino Uno, Raspberry Pi, we can have the Python, we can have the Java programming, we can have any kind of programming, because it operates on operating system, right? It's like a computer for us, right? So everything you can do it over here, the analytic jobs and everything. Whereas for Arduino, for Node MCU, for all these other boards, right? We are not having this particular thing, so we have to continuously power this, right? And if I just terminate it, it will discontinue. That's it. Okay. Even though I put a power, right? Then remotely I cannot able to do the program on Arduino remotely. For example, there is a problem at the client side, and if client calls me that there is a bug in your program, I am not getting anything on the mobile, then how can I get the things on the mobile? So for that purpose, I have to go to the client side, remove the Arduino and Arduino board, right? And after Arduino board, again I have to upload the whatever updated code is there on this particular thing. Again I have to connect it over there. That was a drawback of Arduino. Why it is being not actually used, right, for the remote places, for the big remote places, right? That means big remote places means think about the project where you can see the pipelines. The big pipelines are there where we cannot able to reach over there, and if there is a water lagging and so on and so forth, then we can use the Raspberry Pi over there, because this is very important. Okay. Now, for a time being, now I am going to show you a very different things, right? First thing that I would like to show you, how you actually do the thing using Arduino Uno, right? So let's say this is my Arduino Uno. Now I am going to shift from this camera to the sharing of the Arduino Uno board. So please make sure of this. I have connected this over here. I have connected this, and once I will connect this to the USB board, then there is something called as Arduino Uno IDE. So let's see the IDE. I am sharing this IDE. Yes, I think, can you see the IDE? So this is the IDE, if you can see, right? So this is the IDE where you can see that this is a blank space. If I don't have anything over here, if I'm having, right? So first of all, whenever I will connect this particular Arduino Uno over here, then from tools, I have to first select the board and port. This board and port, these are two very things, right? You can see the my Arduino Uno is being connected to COM4 instead of COM3, right? And once I will do this, this is a blank sketch. Sketch is called as programming. The Arduino programming is Arduino sketch. So then you can see there are the two buttons. First one is verify and another one is upload. And there at the right hand side there is a serial monitor where you can able to see monitor, right, what are the things are going on at the back side, at the sensor side, right? We can able to trace the values with the help of this serial monitor. Then if you look at this particular sketch, then there is something called as the include library. Now what happened, you know, the sensors or the different types of sensors I have shown it to you, like DHT11, DHT22, or soil moisture sensor, or let's say there is one relay, or you know, the servo motor like actuator. Then we have to download like using manage library. So there is something called as manage library tool. If you use this manage library, then you can see this. Now it is going to download this particular all these installed libraries. It is going to update it, right? Now let's say over here.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Our next session will be started sharp at 3:30. So it's my humble request. Can we finish this session over time?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
After this, I'm going to wind up. After this, I'm
No,
just showing
thank you.
how this Arduino ID is there. After that, I'm going to wind up.
Sorry, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
very much.
no issue.
Yeah.
So let's say if I want to have this, let's say DHT, right? So if I just put a DHT over here, then I can have, you can see this DHT sensor library by using Adafruit, right? So these are something like the library you can able to install it using Arduino. Lot of Arduino boards I have just talk about you, but the Arduino ID is the same thing, same Arduino ID. And if you look at the file, then you can see there are a lot of examples are given to you, like basic examples. You can blink the LED, you can fade the LED, then you will have a lot of examples for digital, analog, right? Or you may have, but the thing is that even though the examples are there, we can have our own examples. We have to write the program on our own, right? That is what is very important in Arduino, right? This is important. So now if you look at the other things, so what I will do, I will not take so much time, right? But now I think I will come to the conclusion from my side, that you know what we have covered, that I have given you a lot of examples of the IoT applications which are very important. I also told you the real time work and the research work, both things are very two distinct, the different kinds of things, that even though we are doing the big research on IoT, but still if I'm asked you, can you put it in real time? So then there is a question, right? So we have to solve this question over here. Then I think itself is called as a technology that I told you. And after that, I showed you the, first of all, I showed you a very basic example of this, the bulb, which you can able to make on and off using Bluetooth, using LDR. How can I do it? And there are a lot of sensors or small sensors that I have shown it to you. And I also told you that how it can be differ from the original sensor. It's very important. Okay. And see that if you want any kind of help from these two fields, like music therapy and agriculture, so always please welcome, because I am doing my research work in music therapy as well as in agriculture, right? Because music is my domain, right? Since 19 years I am learning classical music, and how this is going to helpful for reducing the stress, and for that purpose I am using EEG sensor, then heartbeat sensor, then I am using the node MCU to connect it to it. I'm also using the GSM module to give the alarm or to give the alert message to the remote place, so that I can able to get it. And as a music therapist, I'm giving the designed music to the people to listen to on it, and while listening it, how can you capture the brain waves and everything, that also you can able to listen it, so that we can improve the health of our human persons. Okay, so thank you very much, madam.
I completed from my side. So if you have got any questions from audience, you can ask.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. We have some questions.
Yeah.
So let me first start with the publishing first question. Yeah. So who will be the leading companies of the Internet of Things?
Leading companies, I am making sure of the L&T Infotech, because
Okay.
L&T Infotech, I was seen there. Lot of things are happening, right? Lot of things are happening, and they are the people who are actually making. Because other companies, see, there are a lot of. I am talking about the big company, right? Because if you talk about the very small scale industries, there are a lot of small scale industries. Even though in our Vasai area also, lot of companies are there who are making the IoT, products, small products, right? But if you think about the broad aspect or a global aspect, the L&T is a company. Definitely, it is going to make a lot of things in IoT.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Another question from participant side is, have you developed a mobile application on your own? If so, which platform we can use, sir?
Yes. Now, as a programmer, because previously I was a Java programmer, then I shifted into mobile development and so on and so forth. And after that, I shifted to the IoT. Now I am actually learning the Flutter and Dart. Dart is a programming language and Flutter is a framework. Now what happens, once you are developing the mobile application, you have to think, not only think about only Arduino or sorry, Android programmers, but you have to also think about the iOS side, right? Because the whole world is going to use your app, right? For that purpose, we have to focus on the Flutter and Dart, and these are going to be break the world. Because in 2017, now in 2011, Dart came and Google has developed this, right? And Dart is inspired by all other languages. Like I'm saying, inspired by, inspired by C++, Java, and other languages. And that's why it's a C# and all other languages. So Dart is a mixer of all the languages. It is going to make a lot of difference. And Flutter is a framework. Flutter is very much beautiful framework. And even though I made myself a very small app of music, Apple search tool, and Firebase I have used as a cloud. I have
Okay.
stored the video over there. So like that, Flutter and Dart is the answer.
Thank you very much, sir,
Yeah.
for an enlightening and informative presentation on the topic of consideration and application of IoT, Arduino programming, and Raspberry Pi. We really appreciate your efforts to show us the real-time working model based on IoT devices also. So your presentation gave us motivation to design and develop various real-time IoT-based applications, which will be surely useful to our society in current Internet of Everything era. Sir, we are now giving you a small token of appreciation here.
Okay.
Please accept
Thank
it.
you. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, our sincere thanks for you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So yeah, all the participants stay there. Our next session will be start at 3:30 sharp. So don't miss it. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shall I leave now, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.